Welcome into the Picks, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods, your guide to the Texas high school football weekend. My name is Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. And Week 10 of the Texas high school football season is here. And here's a scary thought. There are Texas high school football teams whose seasons will end this week. Yeah, that's true. If you have a Week 11 open date and you ain't making the playoffs, guess what? You're blowing up basketballs on Monday. And that's no fun for anybody. But that also, for us, portends that we have reached the critical juncture in the Texas high school football regular season. We are starting to figure out who is in, who is out, who's a contender, who's a pretender, who is the team that can make it all the way, and who is the team that's going to be sitting on the sideline watching the big boys play. It is a fascinating time of year with district championships and playoff spots on the line in every corner of the state. We start in Harris County. 7 o'clock Friday night at Bulldog Stadium in LaPorte. It is a District 11 5A Division I showdown as the Angleton Wildcats visit the LaPorte Bulldogs. What are the keys to this matchup? Key number one, Angleton's depth. This is an 8-0 Angleton team, absolutely dominant this year, and I think one of the reasons they've been so good is they have a ton of different weapons that can beat you. Their running game especially has been very strong with Jaden Moore and Wyatt Nealand leading the way. They have been sensational ground and pound team. Now, they're going to need that depth this week because last week, their star quarterback Bryce Duran and their number one wide receiver Wesley Jackson both left the game with injury, did not return. We do not know their status heading into this game, and that is going to put a premium on their depth. They will need all hands on deck to take on a very good LaPorte team. So can Angleton's depth pay off? Key number two, LaPorte's youth movement. So LaPorte 7-1, their only loss of the year is to a state-ranked Port Neches Grove squad. And when you take a look at this team, what stands out to me is how many young stars they have. They have a ton of underclassmen who are stepping up, including, in my opinion, their best player, which is their sophomore running back, Sean Simon, who's already over 2,000 yards on the season. He has been terrific. You add in a sophomore wide receiver, Peyton Smith, and an outstanding defense led by Caden Watson, the junior. They have got a lot of star youngsters stepping up into big roles. Now, this is a big moment, and the district title is on the line. Can these young stars for LaPorte step up when it matters most? And key number three, the Wildcats' big test. So we mentioned Angleton is 8-0 on the year and absolutely dominant, okay? They have the number 3 scoring offense in all of 5A Division I and the number 2 scoring defense in 5A Division I. Yeah, they have been spectacular, absolutely mauling their opponents, but I hate to be who have you played guy, but who have you played, right? They are 8-0, but those 8 wins came against teams with a combined 21-45 record, right? Angleton has been smashing these teams, absolutely, but they're also a lot better than these teams. I think LaPorte is a team that can bow up to Angleton, that matches up pretty well with the Wildcats. And in a lot of ways, here in Week 10, in late October, we will have our first real look at how good Angleton is. So, with a big test on the docket, can the Wildcats pass it? Who am I picking? I'm going with Angleton. I like the Wildcats in this one on the strength of their defense, led by Kawarren Scott and Wallace Thornley. I think their defense travels, and it's got an opportunity to go make a big statement against a very talented LaPorte team. Now, obviously, the injury concerns are huge for Angleton, and if they're without 2 of their stars, that could really play into this. Furthermore, LaPorte, the young players they've got an opportunity to step up and really make a name for themselves on a statewide stage if they can come up with a win. But in the end, I think Angleton's got the edge here. I like the Wildcats to move to 9-0. Let's stay in H-Town. 7 o'clock Friday night at Panther Stadium in Houston. It is a District 23 6A slugfest as the CE King Panthers welcome in the Galena Park North Shore Mustangs. District title is on the line here and an opportunity for CE King to assume the throne. Plain and simple. In District 23 6A, the District of Doom in the Houston area, can CE King grab the crown? And there's every reason to believe they can, right? This offense has been electrifying. 54 points per game, led by Deion Sims and Timothy Potts. They've got LeJarrette Clark on the outside. This team is absolutely loaded. But now, their big test as North Shore, the team of record in the Houston area, comes to town with an opportunity to make a statement. Remember, this is a team that lost their opener to South Oak Cliff, and we had big questions about them. Well, since then, 7 straight in dominant fashion. Quarterback Caleb Maryland has been on another planet this year, and I love what they're getting from Hezekiah Jones, their running back, as well. But furthermore, I like the way that North Shore's defense has really rounded into form, and I think that is the critical juncture here. Can C.E. King go stop for stop with North Shore? I think the defense for the Mustangs gives them the advantage, and I ain't picking against the dominant team in that district. Give me North Shore. Let's go to the Valley, 7 o'clock Thursday night at PSJA Stadium in Pharr. It is a District 15 5A Division I title match as the PSJA North Raiders welcome in the Corpus Christi Flower Bluff Hornets. It is a cross-regional matchup of unbeatens for the district crown. Try saying that 5 times fast. Flower Bluff will make the 150-mile trip south to the Valley, and there's every reason to believe they can come back with the district title in tow. I love what their offense has been able to do. Very balanced. Running back Sam Smith and their quarterback Lucian Cruz can beat you in a variety of different ways. And I think their defense is pretty darn underrated. Well, speaking of defenses, that's what PSJA North hangs their hat on. The number 5 scoring defense in all of 5A Division I, led by Ethan Montemayor. They are going to be a dominant force in this ball game. And the big question here is the health of Ethan Guerra, the star running back for PSJA North. He missed last week's game against Weslaco East. Can he go in this one? If he can go, I think PSJA North is your favorite. And I like PSJA North at home. I think that home field advantage plays something. Give me the Raiders. And let's go out east, 7 o'clock Friday night at Rabbit Stadium in Atlanta. It is a District 8-3A Division I showdown as the Atlanta Rabbits welcome in the Gladewater Bears. What an unbelievable story Gladewater has been under first-year coach Jermaine Lewis. Remember, this is a Gladewater program that has coming off of 3 consecutive losing seasons. Jermaine Lewis shows up and suddenly they're 7-1, challenging for a district title. The grinding running game with Jeremiah Flanagan has been terrific, and their defense has been rock solid. Well, now we get an opportunity to take on an Atlanta team that is looking very strong, 8-1 on the year, and youth is being served in Atlanta. They have a freshman quarterback in Braden Thompson, who has been terrific, and a superstar wide receiver in CJ Whaley, just a sophomore. They have turned into 2 of the most electrifying playmakers in East Texas. Can those youngsters step up on a big stage? That's a big question in this one. Now look, I have a complicated relationship with Atlanta, okay? Past few years, I've bought a lot of stock in the Rabbits and felt like they've let me down. So I'm a little, burnt, but I guess I'm just gonna get burnt again. I like Atlanta in this one. Give me the Rabbits.
The Picks is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Don't have time to go to a Dick's store this week? Just go to Dicks.com.
Yo, these KDs are fire. Bro, you work here?
Whatever, kid. Take notes. Yo, I can go all pro in these.
I can guard you and route you up.
You sure about that?
Not anymore.
Fellas looking for a quarterback?
The goal!
Billy needs cleats. You're right, Billy. These do bring out my eyes.
Every shoe for every athlete, only at Dick's.
Dick's is the GOAT.
But those are far from the only big games in Week 10 of the Texas high school football season. Let's get to the lightning round. I like Cisco over Anson. Give me Granger to take down Burton. And Georgetown Eastview gets a win over Leander Rouse. I'm rolling with Wink over El Dorado. Give me Prosper Walnut Grove and a close one over Melissa. And Bastrop gets a win over Pflugerville. In our 6-man game of the week at the Battle of Unbeatens, I like Jayton over Aspermont. Give me Fairfield to take down Palestine Westwood. And one of the great rivalries in Texas high school football, I like Stephenville over Brownwood. I like Hondo over Jourdanton. Give me Hitchcock to bounce back with a win over Yoakum. And in the game I'm actually going to be at, give me Lindsay over Santo. I like Wellington over Wheeler. Odessa Permian keeps rolling with a win over Wolford Friendship. And Jim Ned takes down Surprising Clyde. In Killeen, I like Harker Heights over Shoemaker. Give me Pflugerville Weiss over College Station. And down on the coast, I like Gregory Portland over Corpus Christi Miller. I like East Bernard over Vanderbilt Industrial. North Forney gets a wild win over Longview. And Springtown stays unbeaten with a win over Decatur. I like West over Grandview. Brock takes down Graham. Those two teams know each other pretty well. And I like Lindale over Longview Pine Tree. I like Pleasant Grove over Pittsburgh. I like El Paso East Leda to take down El Paso Riverside. And staying in the Sun City, I like El Paso El Dorado over El Paso Americas. I think Lufkin bounces back with a win over Beaumont United. Give me Little Cypress Mauriceville to take down Huffman Hargrave. And Port Neches Groves wins the district title with a win over Montgomery. I like Bridgeland over Cy Ranch. Fort Bend Ridgepoint gets a win over Fort Bend Hightower. And up in the Panhandle, I like Canyon West Plains over Dumas. I like Groover over Farwell. Give me Midland Greenwood over Seminole. And did you see what Mount Enterprise did last week? I think they keep rolling with a win over Overton. 3 more big games in the Valley this week. I like Sharyland over Sharyland Pioneer. Give me Los Fresnos over Harlingen. And I'm going with McAllen Memorial over McAllen Row. I like San Antonio Davenport over Canyon Lake. Alamo Heights gets a win over Kerrville Tybee. And Fall City takes down Yorktown. I like Lubbock Liberty over Lubbock Estacado. Give me New Home to take down New Deal. And I'm going with Ropes to beat Seagraves. In our private school game of the week, I like Fort Worth All Saints over Fort Worth Christian. Give me Munster to take down high-powered Collinsville. And Holiday bounces back with a win over Henrietta. I like Laredo United over Laredo LBJ. And give me Robinson to beat Gatesville. Windthorst gets by Electra. And Brenham gets a win over Waco University. And those are the picks. What am I wrong about? Which games I leave out? Leave comments down below. Don't forget that subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbells. Also Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbells. And of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Thanks for watching. Enjoy week 10 of the Texas high school football season. We'll see you.